Hello everyone and welcome back to another in today's video. We're going to be trying out NIDHOGGR with SKULD. So this is probably, I need to do this, rat and bird I believe left. Rat I'm not really sure if it's even worth doing. If I do it I'm probably going to use that funky team that doesn't really have Valenti or Liz to give that a go. And then bird is sort of, it's quite boring. She's got a counter. I would do an auto team but the AI does not know how to use counters in this game, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. So, for the team, we'll go over gear, so you can see the team with the links already. Right, I've got red time on her because she's going to take the most damage because she's the lowest health, so it's always going to target her. And she doesn't boost her own stats, which is the reason why. When it comes to equipment, we've got HP defense, attack crit, attack defense, still per bulk a little bit better, and attack crit on tier. For links, everyone else is HP defense, and for the card set, we are running the normal NIDHOGGR card set, which is the one that wants us to have everyone in the same race, so we get a 15% attack related stat boost. I realise that doesn't actually work because she's not unknown, so I'm going to change that because that is, if not, quite a waste. Can I change it? Here we go. We're going to change it. Demonic Beast. Which ones are there? The single type damage one's not bad. We don't get frozen in this one. I'll take this one. We'll just go with the basic stat one. It's quite nice. It's quite good. A good chunk of basic stats. But yeah, because I realised that she's a giant and not an unknown. So in my test run, I didn't even have a working card set. But anyway, let's get on with it. Here we go. Floor 1. It should be easy. On my test run, it wasn't too bad. The entire thing was actually quite easy on my test run. The hardest thing was actually the phases where you have to do an insane amount of damage very quickly, or at least every turn. This team does have good damage, but it is very much like Thor needs her buff. Freya can't really do the most because she's not on a full goddess team. But apart from that, this team isn't too bad. We'll use one of each. We'll start with Freya actually, so we get the basic stat boost. Sorry, the all stat boost. Because Freya's relic, we get an all stat boost, which is handy. I was tempted to bring red Freya instead of Tyr, but I thought it's not worth it. Solely because, I don't know, I feel like Tyr is a lot more impactful. You get damage reduction, you get the crit resistance, you get the attack boost, which everyone's going to use. Everyone here is attack based to a degree, which is nice. Something I will do though is we do sort of want to push ultimates here, just because ultimates are pretty nice. I'm going to put a stance up. We're probably not going to deal much. I'll remove 2 stacks of damage reduction just for the sake of removing 2 stacks of damage reduction, and I'll put up a stance as well. Good thing about the stance as well is that we get damage reduction. Of course, the damage reduction is based on ult level, but it's not too bad. That's extort, I'm pretty sure. What's HP decrease? Good damage. Very good damage. I think, is this the extort one? One of these skills are extort. There you go. Which isn't the best, but we should tank this very well. Yeah, there you go. Very well. Because we've got a lot of damage reduction, a lot of crit resistance, a lot of crit defense, even final damage reduction as well, which can be stacked on top of damage reduction, which is pretty good. Ultimates-wise, Freya's one's really good. I'll get Tyr's as well. I should have played the skills the other way around, because she's extorted, means she won't do as much, but it's fine. It's all good. Tyr might actually be able to kill. Of course he can. Tyr's damage is really good. I think the more I've used him, the more I realize how good his damage truly is. Which is nice, because initially I thought Green Tyr wasn't the best in terms of his damage. But he's quite good. Okay, this is the one where... How much does an ultimate do again? As long as I do an Abyss ultimate, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I'm going to use this just in case that counts as a pierce rate skill. So they do, okay, an ultimate does 40%. Level 2 does like 20% please, maybe? Possibly? There we go. And then we land the kill. If not, it doesn't matter, we've got Abyss. Abyss would have killed, because the Abyss is very powerful. I do have 6/6 Freya here, which is going to be pretty handy later on. But yeah, first floor, super easy. Nothing really to expect. And yeah, now onto the second floor. Here we are, now on to the second floor, which should also be very easy. I think the only problem is probably going to be the infect and then the final phase with all the debuffs. But we should be good. Once again, if we play 3 single targets, we do cleanse, and the majority of my hand is single targets, which is really nice. This bit here should hopefully be quite easy. I'm pretty sure I can just do something along the lines of this. This may seem quite overkill, but it guarantees the kill, so that's what I care about. So with this one, you need to basically get it to 1 health, and then remove the immortality stack. If you remove it too late, or sorry, too early, it will just get like a so much damage reduction. It just, I'm not sure it's even killable at that point, but there we go. Onto the second phase now. This one with Infect. So what I can do... Yeah, that is completely okay with me. I can play quite heavily for hand space here, which is going to be quite nice. So this will infect me because this is a stance removal with Freya's Relic, and I play 2 single targets, which will then cleanse me, which is nice. I can sort of use this to heal if I need to. I'm pretty sure I don't really need to. There we go. Now we're infected, which is fine, and now we can cleanse the infect, and then we get heal. I'm pretty sure no one on the team needs it, but it is still quite nice. There we go. Good damage. Getting quite decent skills now as well. Tons of Thor skills, which is really what we want for the final phase. Yeah, Ult Seal is completely fine. Ult Seal and Dissolve is not a problem. Team's got a lot of damage reduction, which is really handy. Defense lower, not a problem once again. How much health does this team have? We'll have a look at the health now on everyone. So after a few turns, okay, 566 with 61,000 attack, 541 with 83,000 attack, 467 with 64,000 attack, and 481 with 50,000 attack. So the attack on the team isn't too bad. Thor does have Thunder God, so I'm pretty sure that kills. I just move Thor. I don't really want to waste the Thor skills. They're actually really handy for next phase. I'm doing this for the basic stat, so the all-stat boost from Freya's Relic. Tear should do some quite good damage as well. Oh my god, okay, yeah, Pierce Rate. Tons of damage from Pierce Rate, which is sort of what you want to see. And now on to the final phase, which is not too bad. Of course, it does get damage reduction every turn, and that does stack quite high. Okay, we do also need to play single targets quite frequently. I'm fine with this hand, and then playing that to guarantee it stays a little bit lower. So this will do damage cap, because she does a minimum of 40%, and damage cap is not 40%. Thor's damage isn't as high as I would like, but she doesn't have Thunder God at the moment. She still doesn't, because she did just under the damage, which is kind of irritating. Bear in mind, she's as well as she's going to get. She's got perfect attack rate, she's got all weapons leveled up, she's got her Relic, and both Relic level ups. So she's not getting any stronger. Of course, unless I change her link to attack rate, which is possible. I could have done that. Now what do we have to do here? So I'm probably going to play Tyr's Ultimate here. I don't have any Freya skills, which isn't the best. We'll do this, just try to keep its HP as low as possible. Play Tyr's Ult just for the attack related stat boost. It's not really needed. It's very overkill at this point. But yeah, it should be all good. Damage is decent. Thor's damage is perfect. She's hitting damage cap every skill now, because she's got Thunder God. Good. Cool, and then we get the heal off as well. I do want it to heal to a degree, so when it loses the bar, I don't have to worry. Yeah, Freya's taking a lot of damage. I'm going to double play Freya here for the lifesteal for her, because she is going to need it. And then I'll probably tier skill as well, probably the Amplify. Even though Amplify isn't the strongest, because he hasn't got the most buffs, but it'll still do a decent amount. He's got 4. And then, that's really what I need to do. Don't want me wasting anything else. I need the healing. Thankfully, I've got so many single targets. Sadly, everyone's ultimate on this team is AoE, which isn't the best when it comes to wanting single targets, but it's not bad. It's not a problem. At least it's not the biggest problem. And now we're fine. There you go. We can just kill it. Playing basically any skill, we're just going to nuke it. We didn't take too much damage. Freya's the one I'm scared of taking the most damage. That's going to D-rank, which is fine. Merge back into a skill anyway. Yeah, I feel like any skill I play is just going to have to, like, nuke it. Those... maybe that might not. No, okay, that is... I don't know why I was thinking, but for some reason I thought that wasn't going to do too much damage, and it did way too much damage. But there we go. Now on to floor 3, which should also be very easy, or at least I'd expect it to be very easy. And now on to floor 3. The biggest problem is definitely going to be the second phase, like it always is, because you've got all the Extort and all the Darkness stacks and that kind of stuff. But hopefully, if we get some decent RNG, we should be all good here. We don't have any lifesteal with this man, which isn't the best, so what I'm probably going to do is a little bit of lifesteal here. Hopefully Tyr can do enough, because if not, we've got to do this whole phase, which I'm not really the biggest fan of. What's the damage cap? 35%. I'm going to play it safe. And do... So we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this, and we'll do this. I'm hoping this kills. So that's... Yeah, okay, yeah, we should be more than fine now. As long as this does, like, a decent amount. Oh, yeah, there you go, very good. And he also healed a lot as well, 86,000 already, which is really good. So this phase is just a normal percent phase, but I didn't want to really put up with it, and I never normally put up with it because it is just quite a pain to deal with. This phase here, it gets a very high damage increase, 50% damage increase, unless you remove a stance, which I'll do here. Which I'm actually going to put up a golden stance of my own, just to chip damage. And then we're going to do a ton of damage here. Is this a remove a stance? There you go, remove the damage reduction. And what is that? It's a stance skills. Oh my god, we actually got really lucky with stance skills. You can get quite screwed over. As you can see, Thor doesn't really care. Bear in mind, oh, we killed it already, and the bar wasn't even at 0. Oh, I guess it didn't go to his turn, so we didn't get the immortality stack. But yeah, we just skipped that entire phase. Thor's very powerful, as you can tell. I'd say she's probably still one of the strongest characters in the game, especially with her new relic. You can definitely feel the damage. Okay, I don't actually need to play another stance there, that's a waste. We'll do that. I'm fine with actually wasting these and that, because that's not going to do too much after this turn, because we're going to do so much damage here. This is going to kill it. So this phase, you want to get it below 30% every turn. In doing so, you'll lower the bar by 25%. When it reaches 0%, you can kill it. Also, every turn it loses one of these, which is like a full health heal thing. When he loses all of them, he gets an all-stat boost. But, as you can see here, if you do the maths, you can realise that you can actually remove the percent, all of the percent, before he loses all of these. So you can kill him before he gets the all% boost, which is really good. Yeah, this team has crazy bulk, and her damage is actually quite good. Even though this does have like 1,000% counter resistance, it's still quite good damage. Of course, it is a gold skill, so this is all what you would expect. I am, once again, going to play a little bit safer, so we can do these. We'll get, I don't need the healing, do I? It's just a waste if I do that. I just realised I need to play these two. Because I don't have Thor's thing. It's going to stance up, so I need to get a Freya skill preferably, so I'm actually just going to play for hand space. I need Freya's single target, because the reflect is going to be kind of irritating to deal with. There we go, we kill it. This is very much overkill, but I need hand space at this point. Go Thor's ult, go Freya's ult. I'm not really too fast. Good damage from tier as well. So per stance, please, Freya single target. Okay, we didn't get Freya single target, we still got one more turn to get it, which is fine. That's D rank, but we have nothing for D rank, so that's fine. Goes for tier. Not a problem. Tier's actually got some quite decent bulk to him. This is a very good team. The fact you can just speedrun through it, is this as good as solo leveling? Probably not. So the solo leveling team is just so good. But this team is definitely probably going to be a close second. We're going to set up another counter. We should be all good here. Maybe I should have Freya ulted instead, so I had additional damage for next turn. But we still should be good, even if I have to sacrifice someone. Because once again, only having one stance removal skill isn't the most optimal thing ever. Oh no, we don't. Okay, we're fine. Cool. We got the stance cancel. That's all we needed. Ignite ultimate. Basically no damage. That isn't much damage either. But that's fine. Team tanks very well. This is probably one of the bulkier teams. Of course, it is nowhere near free to play friendly. I have everyone's relic. You know, Thor's 6/6. You don't really 6/6 Thor. It's very overkill for 6/6 Thor, but I am going to do this to remove some debuffs off me, because these are not your normal ignites. These ignites are, I believe, like 20%. These ignites are, yeah, 20%. So now you take 120% more damage, which I at least want to remove a few of them so we don't take anywhere near as much damage. There we go. We removed 2 of the 6, which is still quite good. That's D rank. That's fine. It's not really a problem. Thor does lose her ultimate, but I wasn't really banking on Thor's ultimate. I'm quite curious to see how much damage SKULD's ultimate will do. So this hasn't got, like, it's not got the most health remaining. How much HP it's got? It's got 1.something million, so we'll do this. And if that doesn't kill, I know Thor can definitely clutch up anyway, so it's not a problem. Bear in mind that wasn't full health. That's not bad damage. Would I say she's completely broken for this? Not necessarily, but this team is actually quite good. That may be quite a factor that Thor's got her relic and she can battle crazy damage, and it might even be due to SKULD's ability to give you a decent chunk of damage reduction, final damage reduction, and also basic stats, which is what this team sort of lacked in the first place. The only basic stats you really get on this team are not even basic stats, they're all stats from her relic, which requires you to play, I think it's about 10 skills. You get 2% per skill, which is crazy. But yeah, actually a very good team. If you can make this team, I do recommend it if you don't have the solo leveling team. It's really good. Damage is quite good. Thor, once again, heavy carry, so you do want to get Thor's relic. I'm not sure if Thor can sort of give you the same performance if she's not got her relic, solely for the fact of her relic increases her damage by like 50%, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.